Welcome back to part 2 of the video. For number 7, more of the same. We're just practicing graphing our inequalities. So I want you to do this one on your own. First, I want you to identify your slope and your y-intercept, determine what kind of line you're going to draw and which direction you're going to shade it. And then I want you to go ahead and graph and shade the inequality. Pause your video and then check back for the explanation. Okay, so number 7 was fairly straightforward. On number 8, before you can find your slope and intercept, you're going to have to solve the equation for y, get it into the slope-intercept form. Remember, when solving inequalities, it's the exact same process. The only difference is if you divide or multiply by a negative number, you will flip the inequality. So complete number 8, then check back for the answer. Okay, as long as you ended up with a positive line that was dashed and shaded above, you probably got it correct. Okay, on number 9, again, you need to solve it for y, get it into the y-intercept form. Be careful, make sure you remember what to do if you divide by a negative. Complete number 9, then check back to check your answer and for the explanation. The biggest thing to do on number 9 is when you end up with a negative y is less than 2 minus x, this negative y is not what we're solving for, so you still have to divide everybody by negative 1. That invokes our rule about flipping the inequality, so we end up with y is greater than negative 2 plus x. In number 10, they've actually given us the graph, and they want us to interpret it. So I want you to pause and do this one on your own and fill in all the information and then write the inequality. Give it your best shot. Pause your video while you're doing it and then check back for the answer. Okay, so number 10 was just really putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, remembering how to count your slope, remembering it's a negative line, and what the solid and below mean. Okay, on number 11, now they've given us a situation. So we're just putting more of the pieces of puzzle together and we're figuring out our inequality that goes with the situation. And then we're writing the inequality and that matches what's going on. So I want you to do this one on your own. Pause your video, then check back for your answer. The biggest trick on number 11 is just understanding what at most means. That means he can carry 75 gallons, he can carry 70 gallons, but at most is 75, so he could not carry 80. So everything that he is carrying has to be equal to 75 or less. So just getting your less than or equal to sign, and then it's just adding up everything that's on the ice cream truck and simplifying it and getting it down to a standard inequality. All right, number 12, same thing. On number 12, it is just putting all the parts and pieces together. So I want you to pause your video while you work on number 12. Again, the biggest trick is going to be understanding what at least 300 means. And get number 12 completely answered on your own, then check back for the explanation. Okay, so when I wrote the equation for this, or the inequality for this, it gave it to me in standard form. So the 100x plus 50y. So since I already had an equation in standard form, it made the most sense to me to just find my two intercepts. So I plugged in 0 for x to find my y-intercept, and I found my y-intercept was 0, 6. And then I did the same thing. I plugged in 0 for y to find my x-intercept. My x-intercept was 3, 0. I graphed my 2 points, drew my line. I knew that it was greater than, which is above, and I shaded it. Then to explain what it meant, I just explained what my two intercepts meant. So my first intercept, my y-intercept, says that if I sell 0 cameras, I've got to sell at least 6 cell phones. And my x-intercept says if I sell 0 cell phones, I have to sell at least 3 cameras. And anything on that line is a solution of a combination between cell phones and cameras. and then everything in the green is also a solution.